Hold on 1 second. What happened? You know I'm live, right? Come here. Look at Blair. Blair's got a new jacket on. What's up? Oh, you're so funny. Hey, guys. Hey, y'all. It's been one of those days. It's been a crazy day. Hello, Alina and Rolly. How are you? Kia, thank you. I just got a cut. It's been a crazy, crazy day today, so I'm just kind of like vibing on high, right? Today's Witchy Wednesday. Let me invite some folks in. Woo! Bring it down, right? Bring it down. We just had a dance party. Dancing and just finished cooking dinner and eating. So let me invite some folks in. I got the hiccups now. Hiccups. Rolly's here, so I have to invite you. We're good, Nikki. Gotta invite Nikki. Been a wild week. Why? What happened? So, hello, everyone. People are trickling in. It is 7:03. It usually takes about 5-10 minutes to come on in, get notification. It is Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. Yay! My name is Madam Z, and I am your head mistress, head magic maker, all things magical and woo-woo of Witchy School of Wisdom. So I am your conductor on this crazy train in Facebook group, Witchy School of Wisdom. You guys are in for a wild ride, right? Today I'm drinking this craft iced tea. It's kind of cool. Craft iced tea, green tea. I like it. It's pretty good. Wild week. Oh no. Hello, Mariah. Hello, Ellen. Kathy's here. Aw, y'all are so sweet. Thank you. I went back to my old hairdresser who knows how to cut my hair. I don't know why I ever left her. Sometimes you just get tired of it. Sometimes you're like, I want to try something new. I want to try a new hairdresser. It never fails. I don't know why I do that. They don't ever cut my hair as well as she does. So, and Don's here. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me on Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. So, how's everybody doing? It's hump day, right? Is everybody okay on Wednesday? You guys ready for the weekend? It's all downhill from here, right? Got cool things going on this weekend, hopefully. So, I got a couple things we need to talk about. Now, usually when I post in the group on Wednesdays, I ask what you guys want to talk about. All right. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Pamela. And so that way I can give you some feedback, and that way you're just not listening to me ramble on and on and on and on about crap that doesn't even matter to you. So today they posted in the group that you guys want to talk about how to work with spirits and how not to be afraid to work with spirits. So we're going to talk about that. Now, it's interesting that you guys asked that because we just did a mediumship with tarot class in my coven, and there are some coven members here in the group, and it kind of freaks some people out because we worked with a real life case that was unsolved mystery and tried to figure that out. But a lot of people were just like, oh, this freaks me out. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I can do this. Spirit work, freaks me out. What if I call in a devil, or what if I call in a bad spirit? There's so many things that go on in your mind when you're working with spirits. So if you work with spirits, give me a hearts or thumbs up. Let me know. Or if you are new to working with spirits, I'm going to try to ease your mind on some of them and how to work with them. Because it's not scary. It doesn't have to be scary at all. It does not have to be scary. Me, personally, I love working with spirits. I've been working with spirits for a very long time. I've never had any negative spirits that came in. I've never, because I definitely protect myself. I've done many seances. I've held many seances. I've done graveyard work. I've done mediumship with tarot. I've done some channeling. So I am not afraid to work with spirits, but it's taken me a while to get there. In my path, I didn't just jump off and say, oh yeah, today I want to, you know, start talking with spirits on the very first day of my practice. It took me a while to work up the courage to that. But on the flip side of that, I was always drawn to it. I was always drawn to graveyards. I was always drawn to ghosts. I was always drawn to afterlife. I was always drawn to, like I said, spirits and people passing on through the veil. So I was always drawn to that. So that is probably why I was never afraid to work with them. I just didn't know, hey, Flora, I just didn't know how to protect myself. I didn't know how to work with them. I didn't know how to set boundaries. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And also I want to share with you some of the things that happened to me when I was doing some spell work, because it's very important that I share that with you. So here are some tips, first of all, and I'm just going to talk through them. Don't believe the crap you see on TV. Number one, throw out all the crap that you see on TV. Because mediumship, working with spirits, talking to the dead, channeling, automatic writing, anything has to do with communicating with people who have passed over is nothing like they show on TV at all. So number one, don't watch or listen to what mainstream media says what it's supposed to be or what it looks like, because it's not that at all. Now, second thing is you have to set clear boundaries. Now, what I do is I light my white candle, and that is my connection to the people on the other side and my connection here, so they know and they can recognize and find me in the dark. Okay, or it's like a beacon of light, kind of like a lighthouse. Okay, and then I sprinkle salt around me. Okay, and then I sprinkle Florida water, sacred water, moon water, whatever kind of water. I'm so sorry, I got the hiccups, y'all. What other kind of water is sacred to you? I sprinkle that around me and around my space before I do any kind of calling in or any kind of spiritual work. Okay, and then I set my clear boundaries. I set my boundaries as far as I will tell the universe I will only speak to positive entities. I will only speak to, if I'm calling in a specific person that I want to work with, I will only call in that person that I want to work with. I will only tell them I want to speak to one person at a time, because when you open yourself up, they come at you at all different directions. And you're like, shut up, I cannot even get one message because y'all are talking too much. Okay, so make sure you set specific boundaries. And I always set sacred space. So I'm very protected. I have a black stone with me, and I have my candle like I talked about. I do my sacred space, my grounding, and my salt. And I speak clearly on who I want to work with and who I'm going to allow in. Now, the third thing is to pay attention to the vibration around you. Pay attention to the temperature. Pay attention if you're getting goosebumps. Pay attention to the electricity that's in the air. And most importantly, pay attention to the flickering of your candle, the light of your candle. If it's steady, then you got a good connection. If it's wonky back and forth, it's very chaotic. They're trying to come through, but they're not strong enough to come through. Okay? Oops, there are other people. So, pay attention to your surroundings. And be open to communicating with spirits, with people who have passed through the veil. I've never had, like I said, a bad experience. Has anybody here done mediumship that's had a bad experience? I haven't, because I'm very grounded and very protected. So if you had a bad experience, please share in the comments. Or please give me some thumbs up, or yeah, thumbs up. No one's doing it. Maybe I'm missing comments. Hold on. Let me check my other Facebook tab. See if I'm missing comments. Ooh, I like it like that. I've been listening to old school Juvenile all day today, which has probably got me all pumped up. Let's see. Okay, I'm not seeing comments on this one. Okay, there we go. Finally, Facebook caught up. So Flora said no bad experiences. Ellen says, what do you do if the candle goes out? That means you stop. That's it. Your connection is broken. And you know, either sage yourself. You definitely say, I close this portal. I close this light. This sacred space is now closed. And all energies are now to go back where they came from, or dispersed, however you want to say it. That means the portal is closed. That means that there is a bad connection, or something that came through that you did not want to come through, not far as like something bad, but something that tried to come through that you did not set clear boundaries on. Okay, maybe someone else came through. So you want to make sure that you close it, you sage yourself, you salt yourself if you want to, Palo Santos or something, and that clean that area. But you verbally say, this portal is closed. You are no longer allowed to come in. I am closing this session. It is done. It is mode B. It's finished. And then you close out that energy and release all the entities or all the spirits that came through. Because you want to verbally tell them. It's like, I don't want to be mean, but it's kind of like telling a child, no, it's done. It's over with. End of discussion. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's kind of like that. Clearing, setting clear boundaries, for sure. And if you want to start small, start with someone that you know and that you trust, like a loved one, a grandmother, an aunt, or an uncle that has passed through. Start with someone that you know, that you trust, and that you're familiar with if you want to start small. And call them in, light your candle, do your protection. And just start with someone that you know was not going to bring you any harm. And that's the way to get started on it. Okay? Ellen was in the class for mediumship class. What did you think about that class, Ellen? Was it kind of spooky? Because you're kind of new to it. What did you think about it? Oh, I like that. We're waiting for Ellen to respond. I love working with spirits. I usually, it's interesting because in the back of my place, we have a grave here. When I first came here, it was very uneasy for me because I'm very connected. And I was like, I don't like the feeling of this place right now. So I did a lot of saging before I moved in. I saged that area, and we moved in September, end of September, 1st of October. So I made it very clear that I was going to do some spirit work or some graveyard work with the grave that's in the back of my yard. So ever since I did some mediumship with them, ever since I gave them an offering of flowers and an apple, and I think some honey I put up there and some bread, the energy has totally changed. Totally changed. So it's almost like that person wanted to be recognized. She wanted to be respected. I always think it's a she. I don't know why I think it's a she out there, but it's always been a she to me. So ever since I did that, the energy has been great. But she was not happy that someone came into her space, for sure. Ellen Ellen said it freaked me out because I'm afraid of them as well. I slept with my tourmaline all night too. That's another thing, is sleep with, after you do the session, sleep with a dark stone black onyx jet. You can put that under your bed. You can put that next to your table, or with a smoky quartz, and that'll protect you. And that's the thing, if you're new, you really don't know how to protect yourself. You really don't know what to expect. You're expecting this crap that you see on TV, and that's not it at all. Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, Rebecca. And so that's not it at all. And Rebecca and I did a seance, for Samhain a couple years ago at our Samhain retreat. It was amazing. We were working with Hecate, and we had usually we have a girls trip for Samhain, and we usually camp, and we sit off in the woods a little bit, our little space where we did the ritual, and then we did the seance, and it was crazy. It was crazy. But it was fun. It was like it was probably one of the best ones that we've done. It was really, really cool. And so I recommend doing it, but I recommend very much protecting yourself first, like I talked about, and working with people who have passed over that you know and that you trust. Take baby steps if you need to. Don't go full in. If you know, put your toe in the water a little bit, like, you know, trusting your person, your family member that's passed over. And if it goes well, then you're going to get stronger and you're going to get more confident in your practice. Setting boundaries is huge. Protection is huge, which is why you have that candle, and which is why you set sacred space, and which is why you throw up a wall of protection around you, which has to do with salt and sage and or iron, or any kind of metal. Any kind of black stone will help you with that, and definitely a candle. I'm afraid to open myself up to them. That's another thing, is what if it turns into the sixth sense, right? You have to learn how to, it's almost like shop. When in your psychic muscle is like a muscle. You have to train it. You have to work with it. You have to, you know, get out there and practice and practice and practice. And once you start working with it, you set boundaries, and it's almost like opening shop. It's like, okay, I have my candle here. My shop, my spiritual shop, is open from 7 to 10 today. I'm going to be doing spirit work. After that, it's closed. So you completely shut down. You completely cut the doorway out, the energetic doorway, completely close it, and you are not open to receive messages, and you won't. But you have to learn how to work it. You have to learn how to shut it down when you need to. It's like a baby. You're starting out. It's brand new. And you're going to have to learn how to do it when you do it by practicing, for sure. And the sixth sense wasn't too bad, right? Well, I don't know. I don't see people. I feel people, and I feel energies. And it's very rare that I see people manifest. Which is weird, because I saw only 1 or 2 times I've seen him manifest. So I can't tell you what they look like. I can tell you what they feel like, except for a couple times in my life. And one of them was when I had my emergency surgery a couple months ago, when I saw that man standing in front of my bed. Now, I saw that person. I could tell you what he was wearing. I could tell you what kind of color his coat was. I could tell you what color his hat was. And that's very rare for me, because I hardly ever see, you know, spirits as a manifestation. I feel them and I hear them, but I hardly ever see them. So it probably would be freaky if you saw them all the time, but there's a way to work with them, and it's a way to shut them down, for sure. Let's see, let me look at the comments. It scared the hell out. Was it really that bad? See, I didn't think it was. And I think the reason why it wasn't so scary for me when we did the class is because I've done it so many times and I know what to expect. And I've never been afraid of that. Of you know, ones who have passed over, I found it fascinating. Coming from a new perspective, maybe it is scary. I would think it would be because you really don't know what to expect. Doing it in a circle is better when you have a connection with people. So that way you have, it's kind of like connecting your wires. And if you break it, then, you know, you close the circle out. But if you want to practice by yourself, like I said, I gave you some tips on how to protect yourself. Keep a glass of water next to you if you can to absorb all the negative energy, and watch the water, see if it moves back and forth or if it has bubbles, and that means that it is cleansing the area. So that's a good way to do it too. But I've never been afraid of it. Never have I ever been afraid of it. But it can be scary if you're brand new and you don't know what to expect. Okay, so those are some tips that will help you get through it. Did it really scare you? That's so crazy. See? And Mariah's the one who was like, mediumship. And that was scared her. And it wasn't scary to me, but maybe it's scary because it actually can happen. And maybe it scared you because you actually connected to this person. It's now reality for you. It's not something that you just hear about. Maybe it scared you because, oh shit, this really just happened. This shit is really real. Maybe that's why it scared you guys. I love it. I love mediumship. Mediumship with tarot is my thing. I still think the girlfriend knows more. She does. I think so too. It was more sad. Yeah. Aw, it was. Yeah, it was sad. And as a empathic energy, you do tend to take on more of the feelings of the person. So, and that's a good thing, because then you can tell the other person or the family member or who you're working with how this person felt, how this person was reacting. So that's a gift also. But when you're done with that and you're closing out that, that energy of the feeling of that, and it's heavy, it can be heavy. I know when we did that class, it was heavy for some of you people, right? Some of you guys, it was pretty heavy. Make sure that you cleanse yourself. Okay, even with rose water, that way you can get some more love and energy into your space and let go of that negative energy. Because when you're dealing with someone, the thing with that, we actually knew that this was an unsolved murder. So we knew that it was, we're going to be working with some, not negative energy, but not an energy of this person just was old and just passed. So you still have that wonky, uneasy energy of something bad happened and this person's life was cut short. So that is the energy that we were working with. Oh, Mariah's like, I was not scared. I was saying that I feel spirits. Oh, okay. But you have to work on disconnecting your feelings from the situation. Okay, and that takes practice. It takes a lot of emotional maturity, and it only comes with practice with that. It comes along with just making sure that you're not taking on that person's emotion. These emotions are not yours. These emotions do not belong to you. And you tell that person, do not put these emotions on me. You are not allowed to put your emotions on me. You can tell me how you feel, but you are not allowed to dump all your emotions on me. You have to talk to the spirits like people, because you have to look at it from their point of view. They want their story heard. They're so excited that you connected with them. Sometimes their manners just go out the window because, you know, they're sitting there by themselves and they're like, hey, why do I see this person? Why is this person communicating with me? I've been trying to tell these people for years what's happened to me. And if someone is finally here to speak to me and to talk to me, and I'm so excited to talk to you, then they start going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And you're like, well, dude, calm down, chill out, one thing at a time. And they get emotional too, just like we do. But you have to tell them, don't put your crap on me. I'm here to help you. You can tell me how you feel, but don't send your energy to me. I will not accept it. And if you send your energy to me and you keep disrespecting my boundaries, I will end this session. You have to speak to them very firmly. You have to tell them what to expect. You have to speak to them and tell them what your boundaries are. And if you have to end the session because you're feeling some kind of way or you're feeling scared or uneasy, go with your gut feeling and end the session, because you want an equal kind of exchange of energy. You want not even equal, you want a respectful exchange of energy. Let me catch up on comments. Yeah, murder is frightening and that sounds so sad to me. LOL, need to disconnect my emotions. Yes, it takes time. It takes practice for sure. But hey, you did it and you were there. So you did your first one. Like I said, work with someone you know, first of all, and take baby steps, and that should be able to get you stronger, okay, in your ability and get you more confident and knock the fear out of working with spirits, okay? Any other questions before we move on to spell casting? Ooh, I like that. I've been listening to Juvenile all day. Did y'all hear that? Get your bone. Hey, Angela. Welcome. So glad you're here. Catching up on comments. And hey, Jesus is here. I'm never going to get your name right. I'm so sorry, friend. I am never going to get your name right. Adana Jesus. And Jody's here. Welcome, Jody. Yeah, Jane, just catch the replay. You know the replay is always up. So those are some tips that I give you on working with spirits to get you started. And don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid, because you can help so many people if you have this gift. It's not, I hate to say this, but it's not really about you. It's about helping others. It's about working with your gifts. It's about helping people from the other side, because they want to be heard. They are looking and seeking for someone to come through, to help them, to let them, we are a voice for them. And a lot of them have passed tragically. A lot of them just say, hey, tell my loved ones I'm okay. And a lot of them is just relieving that guilt that I say my clients, because I work with clients here, that are they okay? Was their death painful? Are they in any pain? It is a service that you're doing to your clients or to mediumship or to people, that you are setting their heart and their mind at ease about their loved ones. So it is really important that you know this work is not about you, it's about them. Okay? So don't be afraid. Hey, Jody. I'm so glad you guys can make it. So, all right. I wanted to talk with you about a little bit about spell casting. Are you guys working on any spells? It's the new moon, right? So you want to set new intentions. You can set a new moon intention spell and do all that cool stuff. I'm a spell caster by nature. I have all kinds of spells going for sure. And I've been doing this for many, many years. This is the first time that this has ever happened to me. And I didn't keep it. I threw it away because I didn't want that crazy energy in it. But I did keep my wonky candle. And I'll show that to you. But so let me set the scene. I do spell casting a lot every day, even if it's just one little spell a day for sacred space. Whatever it is, I have my altar. I said, you know, it is my living altar, so it goes constantly. Now, I have intentional altars and spell work for specific reasons. Now, I've done all kind of manifesting, all kind of spell work for many, many years, and I've never had this thing happen to me. So I have an altar. I have my, and I'm just telling you what the scene is. I have my goddess side and my God side. Okay, so, and I did a 7-day candle, and I burned it with all kinds of incense. It smells good. If nothing else, it smells good. Okay, and I did a 7-day green candle. Now look at this. And this is just one part of it. And this was on the goddess side of it. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. And everything happened on the goddess side. So look at this. Frick, does that not look like a scorpion? Put it that way. To you? What does this look like to you? I have never had this happen to me before. Ever in a spell. It's freaking wonky as shit. It's crazy. And this is just one thing that happened to me during this spell. What do you guys see? It's crazy looking. And it curved on itself and craziness. I've been wanting to cast a new spell. My last one went well. Oh, well, congratulations. I'm glad it went well for you. And it's addicting. Spell casting is addicting. It's like, I gotta go to the grocery store. I have to do a spell. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to do a spell. It's addicting. It's headspace for me. So is this not crazy? What do you guys see? I'm gonna catch up on comments. Scorpion, I know. And then Ellen says, I see your figure rising. Oh, that's pretty cool. So this is one thing that happened to me during this spell. Very much it looks like a scorpion to me. Huh. So, and the other thing is I have a really thick taper candle holder that's made out of glass. And I've had these for years. I've had them for, it's a set of 4. And I do all of my spellcraft. I don't have it with me because I put them all away. But I do all my spellcrafting with this because it's in the shape of a pentacle. And it's glass. It's in the shape of a star. And I put herbs and stuff around it. Well, I lit my candle, have the 7-day spell going. And I go on about my business. I do my daily stuff, right? I set my intentions when I light the candles. I set my intentions when I start reactivating the spell for 7 days. But I don't pay attention to it after that. I go on about my day. I do my client work. I do my business work. I do, my content creation. I eat lunch. I do all this kind of stuff. It's busy working in the background. I don't pay attention to it. So at night, when I'm ready to shut down the energy and, just close it for the night, and then I redo it the next day because I don't want candles burning while I'm asleep, I came in there and looked at it, and the freaking glass container broke in half. And I'll post a picture of that. If I can post it in the group right fast. Let me see if I can do it. See if you guys can see it. Oh, so, and that was on the same side as where the scorpion candle was at. And it is the freaking craziest thing. So it happened on the same side. There it is. I'm going to post it. And it just flat out busted in two. Broken half, clean broken half in two. And I was like, what the hell? So this has never happened to me before. For some reason, I see an icicle. Aww. Super powerful spell. But I didn't get a good feeling about it. I didn't get a good feeling about what was going on energetically with this spell. So I closed it out. I released it. I moved it. I tore everything down. I re-cleansed everything. I rededicated everything. I wiped everything down with Florida water and selenite oil that I made. Now, I might keep this one, though, because I kind of like this one. But I may, oh, I see where you see the woman rising. Oh, that's pretty cool. Because I like the form of it. But, and I keep all of my candle wax. I have a big old bucket full of candle wax. Okay? But energetically, I knew something wasn't working. It was powerful as hell, for sure. It all happened on the female side of it, which indicates that either, I hate to say it, either a female is working against me, or the person, or I'm a female badass spellcaster, which I am. But I didn't feel, because I wasn't doing protection spell. I wasn't doing a binding spell. I wasn't doing a return to sender spell. I was just doing a money spell, prosperity. So I wasn't doing anything like a banishing spell. So there's no reason why I would think that it was me, because I wasn't putting a whole bunch of protection energy out there. I was just doing a regular spell that I always do. So because I didn't feel good about that spell, I released it, cleansed it, sent it back into the universe, and I started over. It is a brand new day. Today is the new moon. So I will have everything relit. I will relight it again for the new moon in a new place. Everything is cleansed and consecrated, and the old one is released, because something happened in the energy, in the universe, that I was protecting myself against, but this something else was coming in. I feel that my spell was trying to keep out. Okay? And this scorpion is a sign of what was going on. For me, it's a scorpion. If you can see. So, I didn't feel good about that spell. So I closed that out and did a new one. Jealous bitches. Oh, looks like a goddess, doesn't it? I know. It's interesting how we see different things, right? That's why I want to keep this one, because usually most of mine will just burn down to, like, you know, the regular wax, right? Nothing special, nothing magnificent, nothing, you know, great. But I love the form of this, so I will keep this one. But I see where you see her, because her head's right here, right? But and then the puddles and pools of it. It's freaking awesome. So I will probably keep this one, because I love how that one turned out. And it was all on the other side, the goddess side. So it was interesting. And when you learn to spell cast like that, you will look at the signs, and you will notice all the signs, and you'll be more aware. You'll pay attention to your spells and what they mean. You will learn to read wax. You will learn to listen to your intuition. You will learn how to say, all right, that spell's not working. I'm redoing it. I'm closing it out. You will learn to really harness the energy and read the energy of your spell. And that's what spell casting is about, for sure. So it was very interesting, because that, like I said, never happened to me before. And I've been spell casting for many years. Let's see. Does anybody have any wonky stuff that happened to them while they were spell casting? Sending up spells? Hey, Rachel. Super interesting. Super, super interesting. So I thought that was fascinating. I really did. All right, so let me copy this because we are getting started on the spellcasting class next week. Now, you have 48 hours from today to get those extra bonuses. After 48 hours, I'm going to cut those bonuses off, and we start next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is when we start. So once that cart closes, and I'll probably close that cart on Monday, so I have time to get everybody all their stuff that they need. I have the group ready to go, so it'll give me some time to get some stuff done. But this cart will be closing on Monday for this course. You can only get your bonuses for 48 hours from now. Okay, so I put a link up there. Check that out. All right, so that kind of stuff you'll learn in this course. Everything that we'll talk about, all kinds of cool stuff. And if you have a spell going and you're like, Susie, what does this mean? Or what is going on? What do you think this means? And you can post it in the group. You can send it to me. We can talk about it. It'll be some cool stuff on the spell casting for sure. A little bit of candle magic is going to be going in that one too. So on that note, does anybody have any questions about spell casting or candle magic? It's 7:43. It's about time. It's about time to say goodbye. Just waiting for comments to come through. So don't forget that starts next Tuesday. You got 48 hours to get your bonuses. After that, your bonuses are gone. All the bonuses and everything is on that landing page. The cart closes Monday. And that's it. I can't let anybody else in after Monday. All right. So happy spell casting. Happy new moon, right? Set your intentions. Do a new moon spell. Start working with spirits. Start getting magical as fuck. And start, living your magical life and just bringing in these energies and having a fabulous time manifesting, magic work, being a badass witch. It's our time, y'all. It's our time to be magical, have some fun in our life, and make some shit happen. All right. On that note, I'm going to go get some hot coffee and just chill for a while. Maybe listen to some more Juvenile. Get me all pumped up. All right, my sister witches, I will see you in the Facebook group. If you have any questions, of course, shoot me a message. Love y'all. Bye. Bye. End video, please. Facebook has been wonky. Bye, y'all.